Mannen skulle, sköta huset. The man that was going to keep house. There was once a man who was very grouchy, and he thought that his wife never did anything. So he came home one evening in the haymaking time, and he was more grouchy, and he growled and swore so that it smoked around him. And she said, "Dear father, don't be so mad." His wife said, "Tomorrow we'll trade jobs, and I'll go out with the mowers, and you can keep house." Well, the man was okay with that, and early in the morning his wife put the scythe on her shoulder and went out the door, went out to the meadow to cut hay. And the man was supposed to keep house. First, he had to churn butter. But when he had churned a bit, he got thirsty, and he went down in the cellar to get some beer. He tapped the beer barrel, and he heard the pig come into the house. He right away ran up the cellar steps with the barrel tap in his hand to see that the pig had got into the house and knocked over the churn. And when he saw the pig already had spilled the churn all over the floor and was standing there slurping up the cream that was running out over the floor, he got so mad that he forgot the beer barrel and rushed after the pig. He got up in the door and he gave the mighty kick to the pig, which fell dead on the spot. Now he thought about the barrel spigot in his hand, but when he got down in the cellar, the beer barrel was empty, and the beer was all out over the floor. He went to a place where they kept the milk and the cream cool, and he found he found enough cream there he could fill up the churn again. So he started to churn again because he really wanted to have butter for lunch. And when he had churned for a while, he came to think that the cow was still inside in the barn and hadn't got anything to eat or drink, even though been a long time into the day. So he had too many things to do to go to the field with it, he thought. But the house had a sod roof, and there was lush grass growing on it. The house was on a steep slope. If he just laid a plank up to the roof, the cow would be able to get up onto it. But he didn't dare leave his churn because his child in the house could easily crawl over and crawl on over the floor, and so he took the churn on his back. But he had to give the cow some water first before he let it up on the roof. So he took a pail and went to get water. But when he leaned over the well, the cream ran down in the back of his neck. It was getting on towards noon, and he hadn't got any butter, and he thought probably he better cook some porridge. And so he put a pot on the with water on the fire, and when that was done, he came to think that the cow could fall off the edge of the roof and break its legs or its neck. So therefore he climbed up on the roof and tied a rope around the cow's neck, and the other end he let down through the chimney. And then he went in and he tied the rope around his leg, because he had to have his hands free to stir the porridge. While he was doing that, the cow did fall off the roof, and it pulled him up after itself up the chimney. And there he was stuck. And the cow hung down outside the wall, while he himself hung between heaven and earth and couldn't do anything, couldn't get down. And the housewife had waited a long time for her husband to come and call her home for lunch, but finally she thought it was taking too long. So she went home, and when she saw the poor cow hanging there, she went over and cut off the rope with a scythe, and immediately the man fell out of the chimney, and when the housewife came in, he was standing on his head in the porridge.